Welcome to the LSU Shreveport Student News. I'm James Tyner.
And I'm Stacy Hyman. Our top news story of the week is financial aid. Reporter Tiffany brings us the story.
The Financial Aid Department will be pushing back the day they issue refund checks from the first day of class to the 10th, beginning next spring. Vice Chancellor of Business Affairs, Mike Farrell, explains the possible benefits of this change.
For those students who don't hit the deadlines or they got issues and so forth like that, it's going to give every student a chance to get their books up front. Yeah, it's going to put a delay on it, but financial aid is out there to pay for these type of expenditures. They're current expenditures. Some people do want to say, well, look, I'm back. I'm past due on my rent for 3 months. Understand that, but all federal regulations state that basically that financial aid is supposed to pay for current expenditures, not for your past ones. So we're trying to do this thing, and we're trying to do it faster than any other school in the state.
Students are now concerned about not having their money in time to purchase their textbooks.
We're doing everything we can to keep book prices down. And if you actually go into that, we've bought a new system to look at prices, to make sure that we are meeting the market. And we're talking about Amazon.com and some others and so forth like that. There are cards on our books that if you can scan them, if you got an iPhone or some type of phone like that will read those things, it will take you to a site and it will show you the comparison of the prices of all the books. And you will see that we're pretty competitive.
The bookstore will be offering textbook rental also beginning next spring. The director of the bookstore, Brenda Bartabaugh, says it is not related to the financial aid changes.
As far as rental goes, it's something we've wanted to do a long time. Putting the whole package together was a time-consuming process, and it just so happens that this process was able to be completed for spring of this year. So rental will allow us to bring more money into the university, and as you know or should know, everything this bookstore makes in the course of a year in this bookstore goes back into the university to help students.
Financial aid fraud could possibly be prevented by issuing the checks after the drop date.
Here's the reality of that, is that becomes a bad debt. All right. What does that mean to the student? Well, if you take $18,000, that means, well, it's $2,000 for an adjunct faculty member to come out here and teach a course, an additional course. That means there's 9 additional sections that aren't taught.
If you have any comments or suggestions related to the spring changes, please contact the Student Government Association. This is Tiffany with the LSU Shreveport Student News.
Thank you, Tiffany. Students, be sure to stay tuned for future updates concerning your financial aid.
Have you ever considered taking an online class? Alex Anderson has all the information you need on this growing program at LSUS.
The number of students enrolled in online courses there at LSUS has risen exponentially since they began being offered 10 years ago. What exactly is an online course? Director of Online Learning, Alan Garcia, explains.
It is offered online, of course, through the internet, accessible through the internet, where the student doesn't have to come on campus for any reason other than hopefully if it's completely 100% online program, they come to graduate.
In the past couple of years, the online learning program has been taking great strides in improving itself for students and faculty. Garcia explains some of the steps they have been taking.
Well, I think one of the things that has been done to improve the experience for the online students is, the training that we offer has continued to be upgraded. It has evolved. Because the thing is, online learning has to be very structured, and I think that was one of the things, even whenever I came on board, we were trying to work with is, how to structure online learning, and that is one of the things we're doing right now is making strides towards that, which is one of the reasons why we have this area.
It is now even possible for students to earn complete degrees through online education, Garcia explains.
Right now we have 2 master's degrees that you can do completely online. There's a Master of Health Administration and a Master of Science in Human Services Administration.
So how do students here at LSUS feel about enrolling in an online course?
That you can take it, at your own pace. You don't have to worry about something due the next class, or if you miss something, when you get to the next class period, or surprise pop quizzes, because it's all there online for your reference to. And it gives you enough pace where you can do it at any time, turn in things that you need to on due dates, and it's just more convenient.
I like the fact that I get to, work on assignments just, whenever. I don't feel as rushed, I guess, online as I do in lecture classwork.
If you have other classes or work or other obligations that you have to meet, it gives you an opportunity to try to get those things ahead, instead of just waiting for the teacher to give you the information in class. You can go ahead and get the information right now, and then from there, it's done and out of the way. You can concentrate on other things.
Where is LSUS's online learning program headed in the future? Garcia explains.
Almost 24% of our students in the spring were online students taking at least 100% online course. And so I think that really means something when almost a quarter of our enrollment is taking an online course for some reason. And so I only see that growing in the future, especially as we start developing fully online programs, start to finish, you can get your degree, you're gonna see a great expansion.
Thanks, Alex. I'm sure many students will be excited to hear about the expanding options they have with the online learning program.
For the past 3 years, our LSUS debate team has taken first place in the IPDA National Season Rankings.
That's right, James. And there were also several individual debaters who ranked in the top 10 of their division. Logan McCrary reports.
After taking first place in the IPDA National Sweepstakes last year, the LSU Shreveport debate team is gearing up for the first tournament of the season at Henderson State University in Henderson, Texas. Trey Gibson, the coach of the debate team, says he's excited to see his team compete.
We've got a lot of really good people that are returning on the squad that did some great things last year competitively. I think we've recruited some great new people to join us, and so I'm excited to see them join the competition.
The debate team will be traveling to Henderson State University in Henderson, Texas on Friday, September 23rd for their first tournament. Senior Chelsea Anthony eagerly awaits this weekend's competition.
I'm so excited, and more than excited for me doing varsity, I'm really excited for the novices to finally get to experience their first tournament. I think that they're all going to do really, really well, and I think we're going to have a lot to be proud of this year.
Returning debaters like Chelsea, who placed second in the Novice National Division and placed in the top 8th in the national tournament, are confident that they can do it again.
I want to compete in it in all the tournaments that I can. I want a top 10 ranking for season long, so to do that, you really have to go to as many tournaments as possible.
While the team has confident returning veterans, new debaters who will be competing for the first time have spent 2 months preparing for this weekend, and some don't know quite what to expect.
Well, Trey kind of psyched us out at first about it, telling us it's going to be so ridiculous, but now he's saying it's not going to be, but I'm still really nervous since it's my first one.
The debate team was recently recognized by the LSUS Foundation, and Trey Gibson was the recipient of the Bradley S. Kemp Professorship in Forensics and Debate.
It's a great honor, but it's one that I feel honored to follow a lot of really good coaches like Georgie Jarzabek, Frank Lauer, and many others before them.
Chancellor Marsala had this to say about Professor Gibson.
Noted as one of the nation's outstanding debate coaches, and I want to thank him for his contributions.
This is Logan McCrary reporting for LSU Shreveport Student News.
Thanks, Logan, and good luck to our fellow students on the LSUS debate team as they prepare for their first tournament.
This past Wednesday, students enjoyed a live performance from the band Caddywompus in the UC. Let's take a look at all the excitement.
The LSU Shreveport Coffee House has always been a haven for several student events, including several bands. This time around, students enjoyed some wacky jams from a local band called
Caddywompus.
Say that again?
Caddywompus.
Pardon?
Caddywompus.
What's that?
It was just one of those words. No definition, no idea where it came from. My grandmother used to say that word. She said it meant tilted or askew or, caddywompus.
The music is very melodic. I like it. It's a combination of folk and pop, which is a new contemporary sound, but it's very pleasant to the ear. And I'm impressed with the number of students who have been stopping in this evening at break time from the classes to get some refreshments and to listen to the band. And I'm very, very proud of the fact that these are some of our graduates playing in the band.
There's no one genre that we play. If you have to define it, you call it rock and roll, I guess. But I mean, you may get a jazzy hip hop song that's influenced by blues, and then you may get the next song maybe punk and reggae mixed together, and then you may get like a southern rock song, and I mean, you never know what you're gonna get.
And for Caddywompus, their uneven grooves is reason enough for many to come and enjoy something unique and lively. For LSU Shreveport Student News, I'm Nasreen Hajash.
That looked like a blast. Pilots, make sure you keep an eye out for future events happening here on campus. This week, students may have noticed several signs as they walk through the UC Mall.
That's right, James. Those signs were up showing support of some of those students here on campus who are running for SGA offices.
With that being said, let's move now into our pilot points. Our very own Courtney Kachekian spoke to students around campus about what they would like to see their new leaders focus on this semester.
One way SGA can improve LSUS is by having more parking spots outside, because it gets too crowded sometimes and students might get late to class.
I'm always up here studying, and it would be best if the library was open later. They had later hours than what they have now.
To improve the rec fitness center, there's a lot of stuff that they took out, I believe, and they rearranged, and there's only one treadmill in here, so it'd be pretty cool if we could get some more activities and fitness equipment.
In about 15 years, Shreveport is going to be a pretty big name. It's going to, because we're growing so fast. We're going to be attracting new students, and if you want them to come here, you need to improve the athletics department.
The SGA could help with more activities, because it's kind of boring around LSUS, and you know what I'm saying, there could be a lot more going on. This is a great school, and we deserve better things.
Campus life was the biggest thing that could use improvement. There's a lot of cool things going on, but anything that could be creative to get more people like willing to come out and hang out and just come to events and stuff and just get more of a turnout for that kind of stuff would be like one of the coolest things that could happen, I think.
Thanks for your response, pilots. Remember that each week Pilot Points will be there to get your opinions on the hottest topics around campus.
That's right. And speaking of hot topics around campus, let's take a look at what will be happening in the upcoming week.
On Monday, September 26th, LSU Shreveport will be having a Be Well Common Hour. Students will have the opportunity to grab free smoothies on the steps of the University Center. All you need is your student ID.
Pilots, are you on the lookout for a new job or interested in meeting and networking with professionals in the business world? Then be sure to attend the LSUS Fall Career Fair. The fair is set to take place on Wednesday, September 28th in the UC Ballroom from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This event is free and open to all LSUS students. Attire is business casual or professional.
Rec Sports will be hosting a Frisbee golf tournament on Thursday, September 29th at 2 p.m. This event will take place at the Clyde Fant Frisbee Golf Course. The deadline to register is noon on September 29th. If you're interested in taking part in this event, please contact Miss Angel Martin at the address listed on your screen.
And last but not least, LSU Shreveport will be hosting the annual LSUS Got Talent Show on October 25th. If you are interested in taking part in showcasing your talent, be sure to stop by the Student Activities Board table in the UC to pick up your application. Applications can be dropped off in the UC office. The deadline to register is October 1st, so make sure you get those applications in, pilots.
Wow, that sounds pretty amazing. So, James, are you planning on showcasing any of your special talents?
As a matter of fact, Stacy, I happen to have a pretty cool talent. Magic. So bring it on, LSUS, because it's already been brought in.
Well, pilots, that's all for this week.
You stay classy, LSUS.